Good afternoon, guys. Um, there's some of us that came into this world, incarnated into this world with some pretty high contracts, and they're stealth contracts. A lot of what is done is hidden. Okay, that's what stealth means. It's hidden, and it goes fast, and it runs fast. Okay, and within those contracts, we face a lot of dark things. It's not all light. It's not all peachy. This isn't the damn New Age movement, which love and light, and that's it. Bury the darkness. Don't look at that. And see, that's why it's a false cold light. The dark ones are in our head. The dark ones are in charge of the false cold light. It comes from them, and they don't want you to look at that darkness. They don't want you to deal with that darkness. They just want you to accept all positivity, 100% positivity. And you don't really want to deal with your darkness, really, okay? Because, that'll just bring you down. Well, guess what? That's why the world is the way it is, because it's not dealing with its darkness. It's not dealing with its wounds. But within these contracts, we're dealing with dark things within this world. We are confronting it. We are exposing it. And as part of bringing in the new reality, it's part of cutting ties with the old and helping this earth, this planet, cut ties with the old and helping other people cut ties. You can't do it for them, but you can help and encourage them cut ties with the old and move on with the new. Okay, and that's very general. That's not revealing anything. Because I'll tell you what, there are certain things that some of us do out here that'll make you shit your pants. And there's people on the other side saying, you don't know what the fuck's going on out here. Well, you know what? Some of us fucking do know what's going on out here. Okay, some of us do know what's going on out here. All right. As a matter of fact, the people that work with the Dark Ones are connected to AI consciousness. It's a fucking program. It's not organic wisdom. It's not organic consciousness. And so, therefore, it's you motherfuckers that don't know what the fuck's going on. You don't even know what's going on behind the scenes. Okay, you know what's going on behind your scenes, but there's a higher power to that shit. There is source consciousness. There's source. Okay? And that frequency you cannot touch. And it's as simple as that. Okay, you think you know what's going on. You only know a limited amount, and that's why there's attempts to infiltrate the Christ shield and shit, so that information can be gathered. Well, guess what? You're failing, and you have failed. You have failed. It's as simple as that. And that's not going to change. Okay, that's just simply not going to change. You have lost. You've lost the war. Okay, the gates of ascension are open, and the Dark Ones, cannot close them. Period, bar none. They cannot close those gates of ascension. Okay. But here's the thing. Here's what I'm saying, guys. Some of us that have these high contracts, we are seeing the new reality before our faces. We are seeing this form up right in front of our eyes. And it's something that the Dark Ones cannot see because, again, their AI consciousness. It's just a program. They've limited themselves. They've cut themselves off from source. They've cut themselves off from eternal life flows. They've cut themselves off of the true wisdom, of the true knowledge that just flows, and it's infinite. There is no arrival point in your learning. There is no arrival point. Okay, it's you on your journey, learning infinite knowledge, infinite wisdom. It never fucking ends. Never ends. Okay. And we can't, and so we're seeing this new reality come in, right? And not only are we seeing that come in, but we're also dealing with, according to our contracts, with the old. So we're working with the new and we're working with the old. And I'll tell you what, it's outrageous sometimes. It's crazy sometimes, okay? And none of this is getting into any detail about anything that we do on our side of things. It's just not. And it won't be known because it's stealth. And the people who have these contracts are faithful, and we don't tell. And I won't, and none of it will be told. Okay? It ain't none of their goddamn business. It's as simple as that. So, but it can be hard dealing with both. Okay, even, and you guys know what I'm talking about when I mention these generalities, and I mean they are very general. And the people that have those contracts, you know what I'm talking about. And sometimes it can feel like it's getting you down, and you're just climbing uphill and stuff. And you know, the thing is it's teaching you something. You're getting wisdom out of it. You're getting teaching out of it, and you're actually being strengthened by it. You might not feel like you are, but you're being strengthened by those things. And you're shedding things, you know, not only for the planet, but you're shedding things for yourself. You're shedding things for the shield. And so take courage, because you're doing a mighty work. You're doing a mighty work with source flows flowing through you. Okay? And you're going to come out of it ahead, and you're going to come out of it empowered, and you're going to come out of it in a different place. You're not going to be in the same place that you were in. You're going to come out of it with new realizations. Okay? And if you work with it properly, you'll come out of it with a new fire. Okay, let source fire burn within our hearts. Let it consume you. Let it rage within you. Let the illuminate essence pour through you mercilessly. This is, and that's what we put our energy to. Okay, that's what we put our energy toward, and that's what we've been doing. Okay, and that's why it's hard, because you're putting your energy and you're putting yourself out there to do the work that most people won't even dare do. Most people out there don't have the balls to get in there and do the inner work and do the inner healing and find out who they are for real. A lot of people are scared to death and they won't do it. And kudos to you if you are. Whether you're beginning your path or whether you're in the middle of your path, kudos to you that you are doing that inner work. And you have the balls to do it, because you're going to get there. You're going to get far, and you're going, if you don't give up and you stay the course. Okay, and you don't let the inverted thinking and the inverted emotions own you. You learn to own it. You learn that they're false, because again, like I said in the last video, the inverted thoughts and the inverted emotions that you think are not you. They are not you. They do not tell of you. That is not your story. What is you is source, and source is not inverted. That love and that power is not inverted. That source consciousness is not inverted. Okay? That's what human beings are ultimately connected to, is that place. And when we reignite that place through the healing process, and we find out what our contracts are, and source fire ignites your hardcore essence in that place, you won't find an inversion. You will find restoration. So any kind of inverted thought or inverted emotions that you are feeling, it is not your story. It is not who you are. And it's as simple as that. Okay, it's a lie. You cannot live by a lie. Do you know why? Because a lie, it doesn't exist. When someone tells you a lie, go search for it. See if you can find it. You can't. Because a lie does not exist. It doesn't exist. Only the truth exists. And here's what you'll find. Oh, it's a lie. It's not true. I couldn't find it. I found something totally opposite of what the dark ones told me, or what this person told me, or what this person told me. That's because it doesn't exist. If it existed, you would have found it. But you didn't. A lie cannot be found. Okay, the truth is the only thing that exists. And the one eternal divine truth is being one with source flows, being one with source love, and embodying source and integrating with all of those things step by step, because it's a journey and we do it step by step. And this contract, we knew it was going to be hard before we came in. We knew it was. But and I'll tell you what, I just went through a battle, and I just went through, they tried to instill fear in me. They tried to do all that shit in me, and you have to cast that aside, and you have to stand in your power. And those of you who are struggling right now and you don't, and things are unclear and you don't know exactly what is right ahead of you, but you keep walking and you keep healing and you keep fighting, kudos to you. My gosh, kudos to you. Keep it up. Keep going. It's only those who give up that don't make it. And those of you guys who are doing this, who are in there, you're in a place where you in the process of healing, where you're doing the work now, right? Take courage. You're doing a great work. And we are succeeding. I don't care what anybody tells you. I don't care what anyone tells you. I don't care if anybody makes you feel weird. I don't care if anybody says you believe in bullshit. I don't care what anyone says. Number one, I don't believe in anything. I know what I fucking know. I don't believe in anything. I know what I know. And it's experiential knowledge, yes. And when you are in connection with Source and you are in connection with the guardians, those flows of wisdom and that flow of knowledge, it's uninverted. It's not inverted. It's organic. It's real. They teach you that. Okay? And when you listen in that inner temple and you listen in that quiet place within your spirit, you pick up those things and you can be encouraged, and you say those prayers and you celebrate within your heart, and you stay on fire. Let the Source fire consume you, because that's who you are. That's reality. And with us who incarnated here with these contracts, that's what we need to be. We need to fan that flame. Keep that hardcore essence fanned up, even in the midst of struggle. I've had that flame raging before, and that flame can rage and burn and consume everything that is you and everything that is, that has to do with your reality, and at the same exact time be struggling. Okay? Struggling does not equal being off track. Struggling does not equal you not quite being there. Okay? Struggling, in my experience, typically means that you are on the right track. Okay, when you are on the right track and you're making a difference and you're ripping shit up and you're going in there and you're energetically changing things and you're casting off the bonds, not only for yourself but for the earth, and you're shining the light and you're putting your codes out there or whatever, you're throwing your energy out there and you're releasing things, and you're working with all these different things that we work with within our contracts. Okay, that's freedom. And you are helping to establish that new reality that's there. And the beginning of that really is right now. But especially with the split, especially with that timeline split that happens in November 2023. But there we see that for some of us kind of drifting in even now, where we see that new reality and we are fired up and encouraged by that new reality, but we still have this old stuff to deal with. We are not quite out of the woods yet, guys, and we have to walk with integrity, and we have to walk with the fiercest integrity that we can possibly walk in. Integrity of frequency. Okay, not working against ourselves. Okay, we acquire this frequency and we acquire these things. We need to hold on to that and work with it, and not do things that work against what we are trying to do for ourselves personally and anything else that's within our contract. And we all fall. We all do stuff that's, oh my gosh, why did I do that? But it's okay. Use that. Use your failings as a learning experience. Don't get down on yourself, and don't beat yourself up. Use that as, there we go. Use that as an opportunity to learn something from it. There's a lesson in that, and take that lesson and make it a part of you. Make it who you are. and learn from it and go with it. And the more you do that, if it comes along again, oh, crud, I messed up again. Well, you'll mess up less and less as you go. You'll learn something from it. So don't beat yourself down. You know, it's all part of the journey. And you'll be all the wiser for it, because each time you go through that, you get a little more wisdom here. Oh, here's another piece of wisdom I didn't see before. Oh, here's another piece of wisdom. So it's okay. You know, you're not going to move forward. You're not going to gain wisdom or knowledge unless you fail. So it's okay. Don't beat yourself down, and pick yourself up and keep trudging along. And it is hard. It is hard when you're dealing with the old and you feel the new at the same time. It is hard because you long for the new, and for those of us who incarnated directly from home and to assist here, it reminds you of a piece of home, and you long for that because you miss home. You miss home. I miss home. I really do. And it's hard because you're also here to assist in whoever wants to grab a hold of the new, you know, and to assist in this, you know, the earth energetically, and encouraging the earth energetically, because it's in failsafe, right? It's ascending now. It's going back home. All right. The gates are open. Okay. So the stargates are open. And ascension is possible for it, you know, for a good time yet. I think Yeisha, I think she had said 900 years total. But anyway, so I thought I'd make this, you know, video to encourage you guys out there, because I'm dealing with the same things, you know, and you got to learn to enjoy that journey. Learn to be empowered by it. Okay, don't only be empowered by the new reality that's coming in, but when you are dealing with the old, and you're dealing with, if your contract requires you to deal with some very dark things sometimes, and I'll tell you what, mine does. And nobody can fucking tell me that I don't know what the hell that is, okay? Because when you do the inner work to a certain point, you get to know yourself. You get to know what you're equipped with, what your codes are. You get to know what your contract is. You get to know where you come from, why you incarnated here, where you incarnated from, and where you're going. And that's some hard work, guys. That takes a lot of focus and a lot of determination. It has to be your passion. It has to be a raging passion for you. And I encourage you guys toward that, you know. Let it consume you. Let it be a raging passion, because this is reality. The world around you is not reflective of reality. It's reflective of the inversions. And people buy into those inversions all the damn time. And if you're not careful, it could create an illusion like, well, maybe things aren't like this, and maybe things aren't quite like this, and maybe, no, they are. They are. People have bought into the inversions and have bought into the lies. And, you know, there's people out there that say, oh, well, you know, there's a mass awakening happening right now. No, there's not. That's an illusion. It's the vast minority is waking up, and it's all in stages. It's in different stages and stuff. Okay, but the majority is not. Just because you see people protesting out on these city streets about mandatory vaccinations, that just says they don't want mandatory vaccinations. That does not necessarily mean that they know themselves, because of that many people were healed, and that many people knew themselves, and that many people had removed their blockages, and they were healed human beings. The spark of source, the fire of source would have already touched their hearts, and this world would be a completely different place than it is now. Completely different place. Because the frequencies that would be coming into this realm would be higher than what the dark ones could even touch or understand. This world would be turned upside down right now. This world would be healing right now. And things from this frequency from source, and this true love, and who human beings actually are, would have already been ignited if these people were awake and healed and these blockages removed. Okay? this place would be a different place. So, no, there is not a mass awakening going on, because it takes inner healing and it takes the inner work. Okay, yes, there are certain awakenings that push you along in that inner work. There are initiation, there are initial awakenings too. Yes, yeah, of course there are. Okay, and you're like, oh my gosh, holy shit. And some of them do come unawares. Okay, oh shit. But human beings are not going to progress. It's just okay. It's like, with the techniques the Guardians give to us in KS, the techniques and the different journeys that they give to us. It's the same when Source gives, even if somebody isn't in KS, they're tools. The little boop, when we stay the course, like I said, our frequencies build, and we're putting all of that out there. We are putting the illuminate essence out there, and that does awake people without them being necessarily in the inner work, I guess is what I'm trying to say. There is that gift. There is that thing in there that causes them to question. And when they start questioning things, hopefully it goes further. But, to say that mankind as a whole is now on this major track, and, everybody's awakening now. I don't think that's the case, but, that's just me. I'm no authority. I'm not, hell, I'm no authority on this, but I'll tell you, when I see Facebook, I'm sorry guys, most of Facebook is a fucking cesspool. It's a cesspool. And the people that I go around and I talk to, they do not want to hear about the inner work. They don't want to hear about inner healing. And like I said, I don't talk to everybody. I don't talk to everybody out there, but the conversation comes up every once in a while. And when they really realize what the hell I'm really talking about, their face drops. Their face drops, and they've already closed themselves off. And I'll tell you what, that is not the sign. That is not the sign that these people are waking up and taking the ascension path. It's not the sign. Okay, the New Age movement tries to block out the darkness. Oh, it's just love and light. That's it. It's love and light. No, it's not love and light. You have to deal with the darkness as well. You have to deal with your shadow. You have to deal with the darkness as well. That's just part of life. That's just the way it is. So, and when you deal with the darkness, then you can end up overcoming that. You can and go and rising above it, but you have to understand the darkness in you, because behind that is where your light is. Behind that is the core of you that needs to be reignited from within yourself. It's why, when I walk through different stores sometimes, when I am overflowing and I can literally feel it in my cells, I can feel it through my skin. The frequencies of source. Sometimes it's almost a burning, like woo, and it goes through, right? That's why there's a lot of people that either look at me strange, or they're drawn to me, or they get pissed off and they get very hostile because they're not ready for those frequencies. Okay, so there's a lot of different ways within my local area, and what I see on Facebook and the different conversations I have with people all over the world. They are scared to death to do the inner work. Those are not signs of mass awakening at all. That is a sign of mass burial, burying your darkness and not wanting to look at it, which is burying yourself. So no, I don't believe in a mass awakening. I don't believe in that crap. Okay, I wish it was like that, but that's why I always say it's the vast minority. The vast minority that is doing this, that is beginning this inner work. And how many is the minority? Oh, hell, I don't know. I have no idea, but it sure as hell ain't the majority. But anyway, guys, no matter what you see around you, and no matter what energies are around you, and no matter what you hear, and no matter what you see, and no matter what you feel, and no matter how hard it is at the present moment, because these are tough times, guys. This is serious, serious, serious shit. Serious shit. Now, can we laugh and have fun at times? Yes, absolutely. But this is serious, serious. These are serious times. Humanity is at a crossroads. Which way are you going to choose? And those of us that have these contracts that are dealing with various levels of darkness all the way to the top tier, all the way to source itself, we are dealing with all kinds of stuff. Okay? And I'm not going to ever get into detail about that. I will never get into detail about that. Okay? I'm just saying there's a lot. There's a lot going on, and those people who know what I'm talking about know what the fuck I'm talking about. Again, no matter what you see, hear, feel, whatever, don't let it get you down. Don't let it get you down. Know that you are on the right path and stay the course. And if you don't feel, that fire within you right now, it's okay. Just fan yourself. Fan yourself. You are the living flame. You are the tool. You are the true technology. Okay? You are the one that came here to assist. Okay? You are the awakened, and we need everyone's light. And when we get a chance to spread strength and power and peace through the shield, that's a must. We must do that. We must energetically support each other, because like me, I am here, and there's no one in my proximity right here that I have any support at all. But no, I have support from the shield, yes, absolutely, and I have support from my inner circle. And you guys are fucking awesome, man. You guys are awesome. But when it comes to daily life, there is no one around me. There's absolutely no one around me. And no matter what, no matter if there's no one around you, no matter what is going on, we have to hold our own. We have to possess ourselves. We have to master ourselves. We have to grab a hold of ourselves and keep on going. And I know a lot of you are doing that. So this is I'm just trying to encourage you guys to keep going. Sometimes you need to hear just straight out words, just straight out encouragement, raw encouragement on what we need to do, So, just press on, guys, and don't ever give up, because the fruits of our labor is already showing up. It's already showing up, and so keep doing what you're doing, because I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And if every one of you, and I know this isn't going to happen, I'm just saying, this is an example right here. If every single one of you give up and stop doing what you're doing, and I'm the only one doing this work, then so be it. I will be the only one doing this work. I will not quit. I will not stop. Okay? And that's the attitudes that we have to have. And because we have each other as the shield, and we have that with each other, we have that support with each other, even if we're not right next to each other. Know that you guys have my love. You guys have my love, and you have my support. And we all have to do that, and again, if you're in the midst of a struggle, keep plugging along. Keep plugging along, and know that you have enough strength and power within yourself to overcome and to heal your wounds. You have enough power and strength. Even if you feel like you don't, you have an edge up on that stuff. Begin to use it. Dig within yourself and stand within your power, because I know there's people out there being attacked. There's people out there with attempts to infiltrate their system. And it's you just stand in your power, and yes, keep doing the prayers and the plasma, amping your plasmas. Keep doing those things, but stand in your power. You have to stand in your sovereignty. Do not give your sovereignty to any being. You don't bow to anyone. Do not bow to anyone, okay? Because you are a sovereign and free being at your core. You just are. They have no right to infiltrate. You keep doing those plasmas because they cannot touch that, and you stand in your power, and you continue to raise your frequencies, and you will, with that connection with home, and guys, you will overcome. Those of you who are in that place, you will overcome. I know this personally. I've had battles even within my own house where I have sat there in the midst of some wild, intense energy, raised my frequencies through my connection with Source and my connection with home, and they can't fucking touch plasmas. They cannot fucking touch that shit. And as you raise your frequencies, they haven't been back, and they used to flood my backyard. They're gone. They're gone. There's nothing at home. Okay. And the guardians and Source protect. They protect where I live. Okay. Remember, guys, love, Source love, and those frequencies, those higher frequencies that we have from home, the dark ones cannot touch those things. You have to understand that the dark ones cannot touch those things. You say, well, your way doesn't work. Well, then you're not doing it. You're not doing it, and you're not implementing this stuff. Well, how do I do it? Well, I'll tell you this. There's some things you honestly cannot teach someone. Okay, you have to do the inner journey, and you have to start facing what is there on the surface first. Whether, a wound or a blockage, whatever comes up, deal with that, look it in the eyes. Well, how do you do that? You got to get rid of your fear, because when you finally get sick and tired of it, you'll do it. It's amazing when you get sick and tired of your own bullshit, suddenly you know how to do it. Okay, it's fear that holds you back. It is fear that keeps you in lower frequencies. It's fear that defeats you. Okay, fear is their food, and they love to keep you in fear. Why do you think they run all these trauma programs on these different traumas and these, all the shit that they run through this reality field to keep you in fear? If they can keep you in fear, they have a control over you. Get rid of your fear. You have to stand in your own power. This is not the path of the fearful. This is absolutely not the path of the fearful. This is the path of the bold. This is the path of the lions and the wolves. This is the path of the fearless, who go in there and they tear what isn't them to shreds. And that's what you have to do with fire, with Source fire, with your heart on fire. From Source. Okay, the guardians back us. The Source backs us. Okay, and you have the power and the strength within your core to do this as well. So let's do this, guys, and be empowered and be encouraged, and know that if you're kind of in a lull right now, it's okay. It's okay. Transmute it and learn from it. If you feel like, I'm just worn out and I'm tired and everything, it's okay. Keep going. Keep going. If you have to rest a bit, rest. But it's a working rest. It's processing things while you rest. It's processing things. It's not just laying it completely down and stopping. Okay, stagnation is death. But just keep going, and all the